Attention! Let's talk about a topic that, at first glance, might cause discomfort but is of utmost importance for both the health of animals and our responsibility as caregivers. Did you know that cleaning animals with burn is not just about hygiene, but also an essential act of care for their well-being? Stay with me, because in this video, you will learn everything about how to identify, treat, and prevent this issue, along with understanding why it's crucial to act quickly. And I promise, there's a surprising fact at the end that will change the way you see this small, but important gesture. First, we need to understand what burn is. Burn, technically called myiasis, is caused by the larvae of the Dermatobia hominis fly, an insect very common in tropical and subtropical areas. These flies lay their eggs on the skin of animals, and the larvae that hatch burrow under the skin, causing painful wounds. Sounds simple, right? But the consequences can be far more serious than you might think. If left untreated, the infestation can lead to infections, tissue necrosis, and even systemic problems that put the animal's life at risk. You might be asking yourself, how can I tell if my animal has burn? Here's the golden tip. Watch for behaviors like constant scratching or biting of a specific area, localized swelling, and the presence of wounds with discharge. Often, you may notice a small hole in the center of the swelling, which is where the larva breathes. This is a classic sign and should not be ignored. Now, let's move on to the most important step: how to clean an animal with burn. First and foremost, it's crucial to be careful not to hurt the animal or cause further suffering. Ideally, you should wear gloves and sterilize the materials you'll use. Using tweezers is a common option, but it requires skill and patience. Never try to squeeze the larva out, as this can rupture the skin and cause an even greater infection. A popular trick is to apply a substance that blocks the breathing hole, such as petroleum jelly or even nail polish. This forces the larva to come out in search of air, making it easier to remove. But what if you don't feel confident performing this procedure? The answer is simple: consult a veterinarian. Often, trying to remove the larva improperly can worsen the situation. Moreover, the professional can take the opportunity to check for other larvae or associated issues that may not be visible to the naked eye. A common question is, why does this happen? The environment plays a crucial role. Dirty environments, or those with accumulated feces and urine, attract flies, increasing the risk of infestation. That's why keeping the area where the animal lives clean is just as important as taking care of the animal itself. Keeping the space hygienic and using specific repellents for animals are measures that help prevent the problem. Now, here's an interesting point that many people don't know. Some animal breeds, such as dogs and cats, are more susceptible to burn than others. This happens because their fur, habits, and even the environments they live in can be more conducive to larva proliferation. Did you know that? This kind of information can make all the difference when it comes to protecting your furry friend. And don't think this is just a problem for pets. Farm animals, such as cattle and horses, also suffer from burn. In fact, in larger herds, an infestation can cause significant economic losses. Imagine a debilitated cow losing weight due to pain caused by the larvae. The impact is not just on the animal's health, but also on milk or meat production. That's why control is essential for both the animal's well-being and the sustainability of production. Did you know that besides physical suffering, burn also causes a lot of stress for animals? The constant discomfort makes them more irritable, less active, and, in more severe cases, can even change their behavior. For example, a previously docile cat might become aggressive. A playful dog might start hiding or avoiding human contact. This shows how deeply physical and emotional health are connected for animals. But here's a curious fact. The life cycle of the Dermatobia hominis fly is extremely ingenious. Did you know it doesn't lay its eggs directly on the animal? Instead, it uses another insect, like a mosquito, to carry the eggs to the host. It's almost like a surprise attack by nature. And that's precisely why using repellents and caring for the environment is so important. If you've made it this far, you're probably convinced that cleaning animals with burn is much more than a duty. It's an act of love. But I want to leave you with one last fundamental point: educating others about this topic. Often, animal suffering occurs due to the owner's lack of knowledge. Sharing information, like what you've learned in this video, can save lives. And now, the surprise I promised at the beginning. A recent study showed that animals receiving attention and care in situations like this not only recover physically but also develop even stronger bonds with their caregivers. This means that by helping an animal with burn, you're not just alleviating its pain, but also building a relationship of trust and love that will last forever. So, the next time you find an animal with this problem, remember, you have the opportunity to make a difference in its life. And at the same time, contribute to a world where care and empathy speak louder. Speaking of empathy, we need to reflect on how our relationship with animals goes beyond physical care. When you take the time to clean an animal with burn, you're demonstrating something much greater: a commitment to the well-being of a creature that depends on you. This creates a positive impact not only on the animal's life, but also on your own. Studies show that caring for an animal in need can increase a sense of purpose and even reduce stress in humans. It may seem simple, but these small acts of kindness have a transformative effect. Now, let's think about something even deeper: the impact of your example on society. When someone sees you caring for an animal with dedication, this attitude can inspire others to do the same. It's a ripple effect that helps build a more conscious and responsible community. Imagine if everyone around you started acting this way. The world would be a much better place for animals and for us. Another important point is prevention. We've already mentioned the importance of keeping the environment clean, but did you know there are plants that help repel flies? For example, citronella grass is known for its effectiveness as a natural repellent. Integrating these plants into the environment where animals live can be a practical and sustainable solution. Additionally, investing in natural solutions reduces the need for chemical products, which can sometimes harm the environment and the animals themselves. And don't forget, vaccination and regular veterinary visits are powerful allies in preventing problems like burn. Don't wait for the situation to become severe to act. Prevention is always easier and less painful, both for the animal and for you. Finally, I invite you to reflect on the role you play in the lives of the animals under your care. They trust you, and that is an immense privilege. Take this opportunity to show your best, because deep down, caring for an animal is also caring for ourselves.